Well done, Pat Parker, who broke our station yesterday. The Guardians, heaven's happening right here on earth. Well, folks, we're going to have the Inspirations on live in the studio with us here in just a moment. So we'll let folks jump on Facebook and figure that out here real quick. By the way, if you're listening on the radio, you can watch it too right now. If you go to facebook.com and then just type in live with Les, and you'll be on that page and you'll be able to see and hear the Inspirations Quartet live in the studio with us. And April, as we've mentioned, they're going to be the artist of the month for the entire month. We've given them the keys to the station, and they're going to sing and play, and we're going to play songs from their first album ever up to their brand new album and all the albums in between. 200 and something songs and hits that you'll be hearing every hour, multiple songs per hour, multiple interview clips with the young Inspirations, the young men, as well as the former Inspirations, your Archie and your Mike and your Eddie and your Troy and your this and your that and all the others. And plus you, the fan, you're going to be on there talking about what the Inspirations, 60 years of music and ministry, what it's meant to you. And so if you would be kind enough to maybe donate and honor them at the same time, that'd be wonderful. Donate to Real Southern Gospel Radio, who's going to give them the station for the month of April. And so as a thank you to us, you can say thank you for that by donating and keeping us on the air. And then in the little notes section, if you should do it online, in the little notes section, you can put a note in there about what the Inspirations mean to you, why you're honoring them with the donation. And I will make them aware of that. Not only saying it on the air, but I'll get it to Roland or one of the guys, and they can share it with the whole group. And that would be a blessing to them as well. So here's how you do it. Go to realsoutherngospel.com, click on the Donate Now button, and then whatever that amount is, just you and the Lord figure that out and do it, whatever that is. Anywhere from $1 to $1 million is fine, weekly, monthly. You can click what you want there in the box and send it on. If you don't like doing that kind of thing online, just call us 615-218-0517, 615-218-0517. And we are in the middle of another matching donation. My pastor and his wife, Brother Tony and Sister Tracy Hudson, $500 match. And we've got 210 of that match. So that means we've got $290 to go. And when that $290 comes in, you know what happens? We get to put $1,000 in the Real Southern Gospel coffers to pay the monthly debt of $7,855. And so why don't you do that? Why don't you be the one to do the $290 or a part of it? And you can do that as a one-time gift or monthly gift. realsoutherngospel.com. Click on the Donate Now button, or you can call us at 615-218-0517. All right, it's time for the Inspirations. Jump in the studio here, and they knocked this one out of the park, man. I loved what they did with this version of an old classic Inspiration song, and let it bless you right now. And again, if you want to watch it and not just listen to it, go to Facebook and type in Live with Les, and I'll give you 5 seconds to do that. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Heaven's gates I now can see as they open wide for me. Swing wide the gates, swing wide the gates. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Angels sing a welcome song, and I know it can't be long. Swing wide the gates, swing wide the gates. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Swing wide the gates, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Swing wide the gates, I'm one of his own, I'm one of his own. I fought a good fight, I kept the faith, amazing grace. has won the race.
Swing wide the gates.
Swing wide the gates. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. When I land on heaven's shore, cares of life will be no more. Swing wide the gates. Swing wide the gates. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. All is peace and joy up there in a land of beauty rare. Swing wide the gates. Swing wide the gates. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Swing wide the gates.
Swing wide the gates.
I'm coming home.
I'm coming home.
Swing wide the gates.
Swing wide the gates.
I'm one of his own.
I'm one of his own. I fought a good fight. I kept the faith. Amazing grace has won the race.
Swing wide the gates.
Swing wide the gates. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
What about that right there? The inspiration, Swing Wide the Gates, here on Real Southern Gospel Radio. Live in our studio. Almost sounds like a record right there. Man, the boys just know what to do and how to do it. Just so impressed with the young men that are the inspirations. It's just like listening to the old ones, man. It's just, wow. Man, praise God that the Lord has raised up this group of young men that's carrying it on. Man, we don't need less of the inspirations. We need more of the inspirations. Amen to that. Well, if you like that, we need to hear from you, folks. We do. We need to hear from you right now. You can donate on their behalf. Won't you bless them a little bit? Man, it would bless them to know that you are supporting their kind of music on this radio station. It would bless them to know that. And all you got to do is just go to realsoutherngospel.com and click on the Donate Now button, and you are there. You're doing it. And in the notes section, put a note in there about what the inspirations have meant to you, or what they mean to you today, or what these young men mean to you. And I'll not only announce it on the air, I will make sure that they get the note. I will do it personally. They will get it. And you can do that by going to realsoutherngospel.com, click on the Donate Now button, and whenever you do that, just type in what you want to say on that note, and I'll get it to them, and I'll announce it on the air as well. We need these phones to light up, and we need the emails to come in from people donating online. We need that to happen right now, folks. We're going backward, and we couldn't afford to go backward. Matter of fact, we not only had to go forward, we had to go forward times 3. And we had a morning that was like that, and I'm thankful for that. But we can't go backward. So somebody just pick up the mantle here and say, "All right, Brother Les, here I come. I'm going to bless you." Matter of fact, I haven't mentioned it like this yet, and I should have, and I should have done it for the last 2 days. But I got to speak to all of these folks that are brand new listeners to Real Southern Gospel Radio. And the reason I need to do that, you have to understand something. And maybe if you understand it, you'll kind of get the burden that I've got. And that is, from last spring to this spring, we have doubled our listening audience. Literally, we've added 100% more than what we had last year. So we've got tens of thousands of new listeners weekly on this radio station. Tens of thousands, which is wonderful. And man, that's what I want. And I want more. And I want more and more and more to listen to this real traditional style of Southern gospel music, real preaching, real bluegrass gospel, the real deal stuff, the real hymns, just real traditional stuff. And it's happening. And they're coming, adding every day. And we've doubled it in a year. That's the great news. The bad news is this. We pay for every hour that's listened. And that has doubled the number of downloads, the number of listeners, and the number of hours. That means our streaming expense has, well, it's doubled. And the revenue hasn't. So we're going backward, and we can't go backward because I can't fund it. So I'm specifically going to talk to those of you that have just been on the last few months and stumbled upon us, and you listen every day because it blesses you. And again, don't take what I'm saying and say, okay, you don't want me to listen? Well, I won't listen. Then that's not what I'm saying. I do want you to listen. I want you to listen as long every day as you want. I want you to bring other people in and be sure that they know about it and let them listen. But I am sharing the burden, and that is when that happens, our expense goes up because we have to pay for the hours spent listening by the audience. Unlike terrestrial stations, that radio station there in your backyard, it's got a transmitter and they got the call letters and a dial position and they give you the local weather and time and all that. They don't have that. Only streaming stations do, and that's what we are, a streaming station. And so, in addition to that, we've got the royalties of Sound Exchange and BMI and ASCAP and CSAC, and it goes on and on and on. Those expenses have doubled because our audience has doubled. So I'm going to go through our, the streamer that we have allows us to know exactly where you are when you're listening. And I mean, like within 2 blocks. So I can't give you an address, but I know like within 2 or 3 blocks, if you're on the north side, south side, east side, west side of town, or middle of the town, or whatever, I can give you that kind of information. And if I mention the town where you are and you're kind of a new listener, would you prayerfully, and I mean just stop what you're doing for a minute and just ask the Lord if this is something that you should help us with. And it could be a one-time gift. It could be monthly. It could be $1. Just stop and ask the Lord if you as a new listener can help bridge this gap so we can stay on the air doing what we're doing. So I'm going to mention some towns here. And if you're a new listener, prayerfully stop and consider doing that. Okay? Chesapeake, Virginia, Madison Heights, Michigan, Riverview, Florida, St. Louis, Missouri, Auburn, Kentucky, Leroy, West Virginia, Supply, North Carolina, Tullahoma, Tennessee, Tupelo, Mississippi, New Smyrna Beach, Florida, Jonesboro, Tennessee, Union City, Tennessee, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Huntsville, Alabama, Detroit, Michigan, Mocksville, North Carolina, Manchester, Tennessee, Mobile, Alabama, Johnson City, Tennessee, Mattoon, Illinois, Zion, Illinois, Portsmouth, Virginia, Jackson, Tennessee, Norfolk, Nebraska, New Albany, Mississippi, Navarre, I'm not sure that's how you say it, Florida, Bell, West Virginia, Shepherdsville, Kentucky. We've got multiple towns in Germany across the pond there. Zephyr Hills, Florida, Arlington, Washington, D.C., Lebanon, Tennessee, Nettleton, Mississippi, Dothan, Alabama, Ionia, Michigan, Kennesaw, Georgia, Washington, D.C., Lebanon, Tennessee, Pontotoc, Mississippi, Dallas, Texas, Hurricane, West Virginia, or they say Hurricane there, Sweetwater, Tennessee, Monroe, Ohio, Valdosta, Georgia, Bowling Green, Ohio, Libern, Georgia, Ridgeland, Mississippi, Henderson, Nebraska, Cleveland, Tennessee, Manchester, Kentucky. If I mentioned your town, would you simply stop and ask the Lord if this is something that he would have you to be a part of and stand with us? If he gives you the red light, don't send a thing. If he gives you a red light, do what you feel he is bidding you to do. But we can't have the slow afternoon that we're having to start. This can't happen, folks. Somebody's got to stand up with us and help us right now. This can't happen. We've got to keep this going. We've got to keep the real stuff going. We're inundated with the things that aren't real, from everything in the world, from Washington to our music to relationships, and on and on. We need some real, and I'm delivering it to the best of my ability, 24/7, 365. We need some folks to stand up. Now, Brother Tony and Tracy Hudson, they're doing a $500 match. We got 210 against it. We need 290 more, and when that happens, that's $1,000 in our coffers to go against that $7,855 monthly expense that we've got to handle. So I've presented the need, folks. Can't make anybody do anything. I can pray, and I have been, and I'm asking everyone listening to pray, and I'm asking you, especially the new listeners, if you're new and you keep coming back to it because it's blessing you, you've got to stand with us and help us. We don't charge for the app. Probably should, but we don't. But if we could get less than 2% of our listeners to do $30 a month, I'd never have to do this again. Instead of me sitting here begging you for money, somebody would be preaching, or the Happy Goodmans would be singing right now. I, for one, would rather have the preaching and the Happy Goodmans than to hear me yapping like this. But I don't have any alternative. I've got to present the need, and that is what we're doing. So please stand up and help us. Sure would appreciate that. Those of you on Facebook book watching right now, let me see who's on here. We'll say some quick highs. By the way, if you want to watch and listen on Facebook, you certainly can. Hey there, Regina. Hello, Trina. God bless you. Thank you for helping us out yesterday. Nicholas, you interviewed Mike Holcomb today. Oh, 6494. I mean, 194. I mean, 294. I mean, never mind. I hope you said, as old buddy Les said, hey. Hey to Megan, hey to Nicholas again. John Hamlin, I don't know, something blessed him. I'm glad it did. Make you run your head through the sheetrock. I love Dr. John Hamlin, man. He's just one of a kind. Harold Rogers, hey, Harold. Let me see. Megan, loving the inspirations there. You bet. Miss Elaine Wilburn. Hey, pull up an old Wilburn song. Let her listen. Hey, Miss Elaine, you're not going to hear it on Facebook, but now if you're listening to Real Southern Gospel Radio, you will hear the radio station playing now. So I hope Jonathan or somebody, or you has downloaded it on your phone. You can just click the app and it'll turn on. You can listen. It'd be a blessing. But if you listen now on Facebook, you won't be able to hear the radio station. We're going to play some of your music there. Hello there, Aaron Carico. Loving you some Real Southern Gospel. Me too, my friend. Loretta Gent, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Loretta. I tell you what, Miss Lane, I want to play another inspiration song here for you. And then Isaac's going to find a Wilburn song, or we're going to play that one on the air for you. But right here, how about
back in the early days, right here? On the sunny banks of sweet deliverance, happy freedom land, my immortal home. I'm going there to live when life is over on the sunny banks of my home, sweet home. There's a land where death can never enter, no lonely graves on the hills of God. I'll walk by waters clear and peaceful, where wicked men shall never trod. On the sunny banks of sweet deliverance, happy freedom land, my immortal home. I'm going there to live when life is over on the sunny banks of my home, sweet home. There's a valley green where the warm winds whisper and my master smiles as the children play. All sorrow
the sunny banks of my home sweet home.
What about it? The Inspirations live in our studio here on Real Southern Gospel Radio. Hope that blessed you. Hope you enjoyed that. Miss Elaine, if you're listening to the radio, get ready to play you right now, the Wilburns. And while we play the Wilburns, why don't you go and donate? We need that. No activity going on now, and we can't have it. Somebody's got to stand up and say, I'm going to be here with you, Les. Maybe I'll be the one to get the ball rolling. We need somebody to get the ball rolling here on this slow afternoon. Had a great morning. This afternoon has got to get fixed. It's got to get fixed now. Somebody stand up and say, I'm going to start the fixing right this second. Even if it's $1 donation, somebody's got to get the emails opinion and the phones to ringing. You can go to realsoutherngospel.com and click on the Donate Now button or call 615-218-0517. 615-218-0517. We need to hear from you right now as we take care of the expenses of Real Southern Gospel Radio. Here are the Wilburns. Come on, get the ringing and pinging going here on Real Southern Gospel Radio. There you go, Miss Elaine. You're singing. See you all. Let me see. That's not it. I've got more things going on here. That's right, Miss Elaine. That's how it's done right there. D. Blevins, God bless you. Hey, Misty, was it you? I've got one of your. We're going to use one of your. Let's see. No, it was C. Blevins. That's okay. Good to see you anyway, D. God bless you. I thought, unless you're Susan, is that your nickname, D? If you're Susan Blevins of McDonough, Georgia, I'm going to use your donation here for another, what do you call it? Another thingamabob. Another match. Get the Happy Goodman's Eastern Gate ready to fire up. I got to go get another Diet Dr. Pepper. Hello, D from Moorhead, Kentucky. It's where my parents were from. Moorhead and Olive Hill. Oh, yeah. No, I can tell you right where they're buried. They're right off of 60. Good to have you with me today here on the Facebook show. Tell you what, I'm going to actually bail off of Facebook here for a little bit. But in less than an hour, I'll be back on with the Inspirations in the studio with us yet again. So be watching for a prompt when we get back live again, and you can be with us, the Inspirations, here live in the studio as they do some more singing. Boy, oh boy. So be watching. We'll be back.